Yeah. Halo, Diva-Marie, Halo, in the house, ours truly. Diva-Marie representing for UNARepublic and UNA University. Halo, yeah. Yes, 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 yes. UNA. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Welcome. All right. I'm yours truly, Diva-Marie, representing for UNARepublic and UNA University, United Nations from America. All right, I am so glad to be here with you tonight. What are we talking about? We're getting on this. This is a special edition. Now, you all know we don't normally go into the secular topics. We stick to law. But tonight, anytime we're going to do a session, it's got something to do with law. It's applicable to what we teach and what we deal with in UNA. All right, so we're going through it today. Now, before I get into that, those of you all who are wanting the membership trust package, all right, once again, these come with your trust documents. They come with your membership badge, okay? Your allodial ID, as well as this thing has a QR code on the back of it so that you can always access your certified documents that are on record with UNA. We're also going to give you an education with this. So this is a very powerful tool and weapon. You got to know how to use it. And so we're going to make sure you have an education. We're also going to put them on record for you. This is the membership trust package. You can find the link in the bio. For my people on YouTube, go to find us at UNAUniversity.com or UNARepublic.com. Also, my people who had the UNA law book, congratulations, these are in. So these should be to you shortly. You should also have your tracking number for these. So thank you so much for your support. If you're looking to get the UNA law book or the UNA beginner law book, you can go and find us once again at UNAUniversity.com or find the link in the bio with this physical copy should you choose. You're going to get the hierarchy of laws chart. All right. You're also going to get the universal laws chart. You're going to get the vibratory frequency chart and the special charts we have here that are added, the life cycle here, and the totem pole, the societal totem pole. So these are very powerful. There are 3 documents already inside the book. In here, you've got your hierarchy of laws, and we talk so much about why those hierarchy of laws are important. Information on the importance of the hierarchy of law, what contract law is, and how we contract in the public, all right? How we do commerce. So, want to invite you all to get this. Find the link in the bio, okay? Or find us at UNAUniversity.com. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Topic today, Caitlyn Clark and the WNBA financial come up. Now, before I get into this, I need to make sure that there might be some people who are watching this who, you're just sports and you might be new to this channel. I want to get on some topics that we're not aware of. And I mean, when I say we, I'm talking about really it's them, which is like 98% of the population is unaware of these things that I'm getting ready to speak to you. I'm not asking you to believe me. I just need you to listen because all of my people in this room, we know we're very mature. And if there's something that we're not familiar with, before we knee-jerk and open our mouth and say something ignorant, we're going to go and do research first. That's what we do here. All right. So I'm going to get into this. We're talking about Caitlyn Clark and the financial come up of the WNBA. So I need to get into this thing when we're talking about the financial come up. So you have heard people refer to the WNBA as a what do they call it? I don't know why I drew a blank on it, but welfare. That's why, because I don't deal with that topic. Welfare leave. That's what it's been called, a welfare leave. Now, let's understand something about welfare and what it really is. Those of us who understand what welfare is, we know that it's not the government giving anything to us. We know that because we know the government can't give anything to us. Because what we know is that we have an estate. Pay attention. If you're not familiar with the so-called straw man, if you're not familiar with an estate, if you're not familiar with what the birth certificate actually is, if you're not familiar with financial instruments, pay attention. All right. Get your pen and paper and put your thinking cap on because I need you to listen. We know that when a child is born, a mother signs a birth certificate, and that birth certificate is a financial instrument which has a financial value. And that financial value, in most cases, it starts around $1 million. It's likely more than $1 million. So pay attention to what I'm saying. Well, what this got to do with the WNBA, Diva? We just want to know about some basketball. Okay, pay attention so I can help you understand what this game is. They've been calling this a welfare league, but we understand that when an organization or when a child is born, there is, again, this birth certificate. And then with that birth certificate, a corporation is created, and that corporation gets traded on the stock market. And over your 25 years of your life, this $1 million goes into an estate, and it's accumulating over and over again to the point where at 25 years, it stops maturing, or it has matured, and that thing is worth millions. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Now, I want y'all to understand something. I just said when a child is born, then a birth certificate is created, signed by the mother, and then that thing goes on the stock market, and then it collects millions. Okay, I want y'all to. This is some really powerful information I'm going to give you for those of y'all who've always wanted to go to another country and have citizenship. I want y'all to pay attention to this. All right. Did you know that when you open up a business in any other country, it is the equivalent of creating a child? Understand what I just said. When you open up a business in another country, then it is the equivalent of giving birth in that country. Well, why is that so important? When you give birth, it gives you automatic citizenship. And so when you have automatic citizenship, so let's say you leave the country and then you want to have access back into that country. When you show your documents showing that you've opened up a business or you've created a business, and that business is either incorporated or LLC or whatever you want to call it under that country, then they have to grant you access to that country. I just gave y'all some powerful information, and I didn't even ask you to enter the UNA University. That's powerful. What has happened is when you create that corporation in that country, you have in effect created a child, because what is a child born here? Yeah, you've got your flesh and blood being, but really only thing that country is concerned about, is that all capital letter corporation, because that corporation now is going to get traded on the stock market. Same thing in other countries. So you become an automatic citizen of that country, and they have to grant you access. Now, what does this have to do with the WNBA? It's not the WNBA a corporation. It is, just like your all capital letter name that you find on your driver's license, that you find on anything else where you purchase something, whether it be your car or your lights, your gas. that all capital letter name is the corporation, and it's getting traded. Well, when somebody created the WNBA, they created a child called the WNBA. And just like when your mother gave birth to you and she signed a birth certificate, somebody signed a certificate for the WNBA. And that certificate had a value. How many years has the WNBA been in existence? Hold on. We're going to find out right now. How old founded April 24th, 1996. So it's almost, what, 30 years old? They saying 25, 24 plus 4, 30, 28 years old. All right. So over the 25 years that WNBA had been created, somebody took that certificate, which was worth $1 million, and they put that thing in a fund, and it's been collecting over the years of its existence. All right. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate the love. And thank y'all for joining. I meant to give shout outs to everybody. Hold on. Let me see who's in the house. I got a lot of folks in the house, and I want to say shout out all my people in YouTube. How y'all? How y'all doing? 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. I messed up my little camera action going on here. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, so now I just want to give a shout out. Here we go. Oh, you know what? Every time I wear this, I have to be careful when I wear this jacket because I can't see a thing. Oh, here it is. 1 second. All right. I didn't give a shout out because I can't see you. That's why. 26 in the house. And William, welcome. User, welcome. The Queen, thank you for the love. Spokeswoman says we have an account under the stock market, right? Thank you, spokeswoman. I'm ready to finish that up. Rex loves, thank you, Malish, Abby, Eric, and everybody else. Melissa, thank you for joining. I want y'all to like and share. Du jour says, so if I have a business corpman UK business corp in the UK or Europe, Dubai, it's under the securities interest. Is it a security? Yes, it is a security interest. It's a security. All right. So let me finish on this topic, and thank you all for joining. All right. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for liking and sharing. My people in I'm trying to see Julie. Thank you for joining, Julie. Okay, so now finishing up on this topic. All right, so my whole point is this. Once you have created a business or a corporation and you have incorporated under a state or the United States or some other country, then you have automatic citizenship. Now, getting back to the WNBA. When that WNBA was created, again, for a 25-year span, there's this $1 million that's in the stock market because they did the same thing your mother did, except for the difference is your mother didn't know she was creating a financial instrument when she signed that birth certificate. But I bet you those people who own the WNBA know full well what happens when they sign that certificate to start the WNBA. Because who owns the WNBA? Oh, the NBA. Well, who owns the NBA? Well, all the same people who own all the book publishing companies, all of the other basketball teams, the same people who own all the NHL, all the baseball, Major League Baseball, all of football. The same people who fund the Democrats and the Republicans. They know full well when they open up this whole thing called the WNBA, they get ready to make some money because they get ready to invest that instrument on the stock market. So the WNBA has been circling through the stock market for more than 25 years. But hold up. I need y'all to understand. When the WNBA has children, what I just said, when the WNBA has children, every child that the WNBA has, it has another $1 million financial instrument that's going on the stock market too. So when I talk about the Fever and I talk about the Connecticut Suns and I talk about these other teams and the Aces and the Dream and all these other teams, every last one of them has another financial instrument that's getting ready to go on the stock market and be traded the same way your birth certificate and your all capital letter name is traded. So what am I saying here? You got at the top, it started with $1 million. And then every other league that comes in, that's another $1 million. That again rotates and accumulates over a 25-year period. Okay, but hold on. It don't stop there. Because every time they bring on a player into that team, that's another $1 million. That $1 million accumulates interest over a period of time. I'm trying to help you understand when they're talking about it's a welfare league, they're just doing that to make it seem as though this is a worthless league. Now, we're going to get into all the other stuff. I'm telling you, the same way you have an estate that's worth millions, so does the WNBA and every other team and every other player. They have value. And so when you hear people saying this is a welfare league and oh, it's the WNBA or the NBA it's been carrying the WNBA, understand this. Everybody has a trust. Every team has a trust. Every player has a trust. The WNBA itself has a trust. And this is why, see, you all should be asking and wondering, why do I know the amounts of every player that's playing? Ain't that private? Why in the ham sandwich everybody need to know I'm making $200,000 a year? That's not your why everybody got to know. Because this is a public transaction, and that transaction goes on public record because these are publicly traded companies. And so every time they create this contract, they put it on public record, that becomes a financial instrument. With that player, it's another estate. That's just the one you see in public, not the one you see in private. Because the private one is the birth certificate or whatever trust they created in the private, but they're gonna create one in the public because these are publicly traded organizations. My point to you is that they had money, but they want to tell you, oh, now they have not been making money. They haven't, not on the public side, but then neither have you. You worth millions. Have you really worked hard enough to make millions? Maybe you have. But you really haven't created that according to society. Now, truth be told, you're worth even more than the millions that are in your estate. But what I'm saying to you is, when they're not paying these women, or they're saying, oh, they don't have that value, those who are running this league, they know full well the money is there. They put a cap on it. They put a cap on the league to maintain this public notion that, oh, this league is they're not worth it. They're not making any money. But believe you me, the money is there. Somebody's withholding it. All right. So I'm just telling you on the legal side, as far as financing statements and stock market and all of that, I'm just telling you what's really going on behind the scenes that we have not seen. All right. I'm not talking about whether or not it's worth this or worth that. I'm telling you that somebody knows that this league has been worth it. And if somebody's going to tell you they holding on to a league that's not making money for 25 years, then you're looking at a business person that's ignorant and is clueless. Because no business person in their right mind is going to keep feeding something unless they're getting something off of it. Let me tell you what this is the equivalent of. I'm going to give you an example. Say a rich child dies and their aunt and uncle has to now take care of that child. A rich child's parents die. So let's say a rich child's parents die and the aunt and uncle have to take care of this child. But the deal is that there's a lot of money coming in from the estate of that child. Now the aunt and uncle, they riding around in Rolls Royces and all this other stuff, but they sending the child off to school hungry with raggedy clothes and unwashed and unbathed. It's the equivalent of that with the WNBA. Unloved. So it's like they have funds and the funding is there, but it's being withheld from them the same way it's been withheld from the people in society. When they telling you, oh, we're going to give you some benefits. Oh, you need welfare. We're going to give you some welfare benefits. Then they're acting like they're giving you a benefit when the truth is it's coming from your estate. They can't give you anything. And so, but the NBA got money. They got millions and millions. Where do you think those millions coming from? Now, they are getting media deals or what have you, but I need you to understand that behind the scenes, every last one of those players has an estate the same way you have an estate the same way the WNBA has an estate, and every other player in the WNBA, everybody has an estate. All right, I hope we understanding that. All right. Thank y'all for joining. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on you to. I got you, Jolie. I got you. As a matter of fact, we ran late. I'm gonna send you a message tonight. All right. Can I discharge an eviction debt with a 1099-C? All right. We only deal with 1099s with our students, our advanced students. So if you're not in the university, you're not ready to talk to me about that. How do you tap into your estate? That's again, if you're in the university, then we take you through that and then you learn everything you want to know. All right. So now let me get into this. So we've talked about the estate side, meaning that everybody has an estate. And I get it. Some people want to continue with this notion. Oh, no, because they go cheap welfare league. They ain't no good and they ain't worth it. They haven't been worth anything. And we're going to get on that. But the bottom line is what you're being told in the public about the WNBA being a welfare league is just not true. Behind the scenes, they've been had money. Somebody has been withholding it. And then I'm going to get into some other things once I finish this next topic. So now I want to get into the legal side. Now, first of all, let me state this. There's a player in the WNBA by the name of Caitlyn Clark. Now, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be watching the WNBA for no reason. Because there's so many things going on in that league, and I saw it. And I'm going to give you some ideas because I actually did a brief tour with my team. I used to do halftime events. So I'll show you some of that in that footage in a second. But I did a little bit of business with the league, and I was turned off with what I saw. And I'll go into that in a little bit. But here comes Caitlyn Clark. And before she came into the WNBA, you would hear all of these people saying negative things about the WNBA, or, you know, their welfare league, they can't play, they're not worth it, and nobody wants to watch them. And really, it was true. That's true. But here comes Caitlyn Clark, and she's bringing a whole other energy to the game. And so now I'm watching and I'm paying attention to some of the things that are going on in this league. And I can tell you, it doesn't look good on so many levels. But I want to get into a legal aspect, because when Caitlyn Clark was coming into the league, there was all of this talk about how she's not going to be able to handle the physicality. She's not going to be able to deal with the rapid pace of play. She's not going to be able to put up numbers like she did when she was in college. Just all of this stuff about, you know, what the league is. And one of the things you'll notice about the WNBA is they kind of pride themselves on the physicality of the league. And so here's Caitlyn Clark. Now, and I'm not saying she's the only one, but she's definitely the one that we see getting a lot of hard fouls coming on her. Can we see this? Let me see if y'all can see this. This is one of the, all right, you can kind of see it, but this is one of the fouls where she was knocked down during play. Here's another one where, and I'm trying to see if I can see it. It's hard to see it over here. Give me 1 second so I can tell you what this is about. All right, so this is one when she was being knocked in the head. She's being knocked in the head right here. And I'm not going to call people out, because that's not what this particular session is about. It's not about me calling anybody out. But the only reason why we know is with Caitlyn Clark is because that's, for me, that's who I'm watching. Now, if she's not playing, I don't want to watch. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm going to get into some things in a few minutes. Here's another one where she's being fouled. So we know that she's gotten a lot of hard fouls. Here's another one where she went to the ground. And those of y'all who watch, the WNBA, you know what happened on this play. All right. So she's been getting fouled. There's been a lot of physicality. And then one of the things that we're noticing is that a lot of fouls are not getting called her way when there should be fouls, not even just for her, a lot of the players. There's certain players that'll get good calls, and then there's certain players who won't. They call it a special whistle. All right. Now, I'm going to say this because we're going to talk about that in the next segment. But let me just talk about how we can remedy this, because I need y'all to understand that when the referees have an issue, they want to call a technical foul on a player. All right. Now, the same way those refs are calling the foul or a technical foul on the player needs to start calling their own foul. And you do it by way of a lawsuit. Now, some of y'all might think that's crazy. But when we're talking about Caitlyn Clark, why is this such a big deal? Why are the fouls against her such a big deal? There have been some really blatant fouls. And then when we talk about the commissioner won't speak up. The commissioner's like, oh, that's good for the league. Everybody likes to see a good fight every now and then. Let them fight. Racism, don't worry about that. Everything's good. Now, I'm getting on that racism thing, but her response was, I'm just going to let them play. I'm not going to put any rules into this thing. If they play, they play. Now, with Caitlyn Clark, we know, yeah, okay, on the backside, on the private side, everybody has funding. However, when we're talking about views and viewership, now we start talking about billions of dollars. On the private side, we got some millions. But when we start talking about viewership on the public side, we got some billions. And the thing is that the only reason why they signed this new contract for what, $60 billion is because of Caitlyn Clark. So here is someone who could be looked at as your golden goose. And instead of protecting her, oh, yeah, just play the game. It's hard out there. The physicality of the league. Okay. So then when you look at those files, like what I just showed, what you're looking at is an assault. And you're looking at a commissioner that is allowing the assault. So how do you deal with it? We don't cry, we don't moan, we don't whine. At this point, some people need to start putting lawsuits into play. The same way Derricka Hamby put her lawsuit into play. And I get it. It's going to cause some issues. But either you're going to whine about it, or you're going to take it, or you're going to start calling your own files. I don't know, some of y'all back in the day, anybody remember James Brown? When James Brown was on stage and somebody missed a hit, like somebody in the band, and James Brown was like, hit me one time, boom. If you miss that hit, James Brown do you like this. James Brown will hold up 5 fingers. And what he was saying is, I'm ready to charge you $500 for missing that hit. That's how he used to do when they would screw it up. And so at this point, somebody needs to start holding up 5 fingers and pointing at a referee or at a coach or sending it to the commissioner. So now if you're talking about me and Caitlyn Clark, if I'm Caitlyn Clark and I'm out here and I know that I'm worth millions, when I hold up 5 and I point to a referee because they missed a call, then you know what? That's $50,000 I'm pointing at you, because I'm ready to send a lawsuit to you, to the commissioner, and make it clear. I have witnesses, I have proof that this referee has failed to make calls when people have assaulted me on this court. I'm not going to keep complaining about it. I'm just getting ready to send you a 5 note for $50,000. Every finger I'm holding up is worth $10,000. I'm ready to send it to you, referee. This is what I'm saying is, stop whining. It wouldn't be me on the court whining. And I get it, because Caitlyn Clark is not even in her to do that. But the minute she starts doing that, I bet you they're gonna think twice. Because and I'm going to get into something else. I just wanted to get into that legal. Hello, Kings. Jolie, I want you to check your email tonight. I'm going to send you an email as soon as we're done here. Check your email. All right. So what I'm saying is this: every other player on the court can do that same thing. If you know that you have cause, because what's happening is, and I'm going to get into this next part, this next segment, what's happening is that these referees, they're not honorable. It is clear. And some people, you hear people all the time say, oh, it's a tough job, it's really difficult. Listen, it's not difficult when somebody has a knot on their forehead and you didn't even call a foul. It's clear that they got hit. It's clear. So how can you not call that? So what? And then in some of these files I just showed you, they just call it a. They won't even call it a flagrant file. Somebody did an assault, a literal assault that everybody saw it, and she should have been ejected from the game. This person, I'm not calling any names, but she should have been ejected from the game. That was a clear assault, and I wouldn't have been whining about it. Whoever that umpire is, I'm charging you with allowing assault on my person. When you start doing that, then people start paying attention. And I'm ready to get into this next segment. Please ask me any questions if you have any. Sandra L., welcome. Big E, welcome. Floyd, welcome. Freshwater, thank you all for liking and sharing. And I want you all to subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. Philip, welcome. Lance, welcome. Okay, so let me get into this next part. So as I told you, I did a brief tour I had a skate team, and we actually used to perform during halftime at some of the games. We had a tour, and let me see if I can find this. All right. So the name of the event was Skate Capade, and that's SK 8 Capade. So if you want to check it out on YouTube. Go to YouTube and just do a search for Skate Capade, and that's SK 8 Capade. All right. So I did some events. I had my skate team with me. I've had several different crews. Okay, and we would do halftime at different events where we do a skate show. All right. And so here's some, and you might be able to see when we're at these arenas, how unfull they are. Unfull. All right. Let me see if you might be able to see this. All right. So if you're able to see the seating, you'll be able to see in the back how a lot of the seats are not taken. And so these are a couple of different events where we were performing at some of the different WNBA arenas. All right. And once again, if you do a Google search for Skate Capade, SK 8 Capade, you'll be able to find, some videos, some footage on what we did during those events. Now, so I just put that out there so nobody saying you didn't do no. Okay, so I did. Now, one of the things that I found when working with the WNBA is that, and I need to give shout outs too. Sorry, I need to do this because I can't just not give my folks shout outs, because I had a lot of wonderful people working with me on that. And so I need to make sure that I do show them a lot of love. All right. 1 second. So Rusha Brown, definitely want to give a shout out to her because she was coordinate the whole event. So let me see if I can find her. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't all right, so I don't have them up here, but Rusha Brown was one of them. Tammy Sutton Brown with the fever. There was, put up Tammy Sutton Brown for me. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. because I do have to give my people shout outs because they were really instrumental. So Rusha Brown, who used to be with the Cleveland Rockets, she was one of the people who helped me to put the tour together. We have Tammy Sutton Brown. She was with the Indiana Fever. And when was this? This was back in 2012, by the way. We've had Tamara Young. And Tamara Young was really great. She talked about, we have her on video talking about how as a child she used to skate a lot. And, you know, she had skate parties. And so basically what Skate Capade was, it was a tour where we had youth who were a part of the event. And our whole message was to the youth to be healthy and get out and exercise more. And so these people, they were a very big part of it. And unfortunately, the video is not up. Monica Momax, called her Monica Momax Maxwell, with the Indiana Fever, was a part of it. Also, Asia Jones, who was with the Connecticut Sun, was a help to us. So, and they all gave us great interviews. Pokey Chapman, had a chance to interview with her on the tour. So I just want to make sure I gave a shout out to some of the people who were very instrumental in that. Now, that being said, during the tour, one of the things that I found is when we were looking to advertise for this event, we wanted, okay, listen, we're going to go out and do this so that we can make sure we get some tickets and get some promotions. It was like, no, well, our girls can't do that. And they can't wear their uniform here. And they can't have anything with the name of the thing over here. And they can't do this and you can't do that. And I was like, what we supposed to do? We're trying to promote for this event. And it was very, very difficult to get anything signed off in the attempts to, you know, bring people into the event. We did Phillips Arena and we were able to bring some people because we're from there. But when we're in Indiana, we're in Chicago, we're over here in, you know, trying to have events and bring people in, it was very difficult because there was all of these stipulations and things that they could not do with the logo. It's like, well, you don't even want us to advertise. That's what I found when I was working with them. Thank you for that, Sandra. It's SK and the number 8. No 8. Just SK, the number 8 Capade all together. SK, the number 8 Capade and all that together. So Skate Capade, yeah, that's it, Sandra L, the second one. Now, so, okay. That's one of the things that I found, that some kind of way, whomever it is that's doing the promotions or handling the promotions for this particular, this entity, the WNBA, they're making it more difficult. It was almost as though they didn't want the people there. It was almost like that because whomever it was that was holding on to whatever the strings are, they made it that much more difficult for us to try to do anything to pull people in. All right. So that was one of the things. So when people are talking about, oh, nobody wants to watch it and the promotions are not there. Now, let me get into this because those first two, the first section I talked about, you know, we talked about the financials. Second was about the legal side and the things that the players can do to protect themselves and that they should start doing. Now I'm ready to get into my opinions, which y'all know I normally don't do, but I'm gonna give it in this case because I think it needs to be said. All right. And it also will talk about some facts as well tied into there. But one of the things I know is that when it came to the promotions, it was very difficult. So when you hear somebody like the woman with Connecticut Suns who was talking about, well, since y'all won't advertise our show, we gonna advertise our Dejanay character, or we're gonna advertise for ourselves since you all won't do it. I understand how she feels because and back then, social media wasn't big like it is now. So you weren't going to just go out. Well, I don't know, because I just wasn't good at social media and I didn't know people making millions of dollars off of social media like what they're doing now. All right. So, but I can tell you this, it was very difficult for me to get any kind of thing going promotion wise because of the tight strings the whole WNBA had on their logos and all of this other stuff. Now, with that being said, let's talk about this. I want to get back to the refereeing. We talked about how the NBA is the owner of the WNBA. All right. One of the things I want y'all to remember back when they had this whole scandal about the gambling going on in the NBA and how the FBI had stepped in to take a look at what's going on. The referees were getting caught gambling and they were making bad calls. And if you think that that's only an isolated thing and it was just one person doing it, guess again. Somebody is getting paid to make calls. Now, that's my opinion based on the facts. The fact that not only was somebody caught doing it, they had somebody to be the fall guy, and then the commissioner covered it up so the FBI could not finish their investigation. You think that's just with the NBA? It's clear it's happening in the WNBA. It's clear. Now, one of the things that, again, we don't need to complain about it because it wouldn't be me complaining. I'm ready to file some lawsuits. I wish another player would hit me. I wish another player would, and they don't call them and throw them out the game. Do it. I'm ready to get paid. Because here's the other thing. They're not recognizing that Caitlyn Clark is a golden goose. So you mean to tell me you're not going to protect her? You're not going to at least make sure that whoever these referees are out here, that they're not making bad calls or allowing people to run over her and hurt her. Listen, I'm not saying treat her well or treat her any different. I'm saying your referee should be making the calls, and they're not doing that. Why? Because somebody's betting. That's my opinion, based on the facts. Somebody's betting. That's my opinion based on what I see in this game. The bad calls, you can't make calls that bad and not be getting paid. Somebody doing that on purpose. Okay, that's my opinion based on the facts. All right, so with that being said, I need to get into this. And I'm going to close out. If y'all have any questions based on the information we've gone over here, whether it be the financials or whether it be the legal side, let me know. I want to get into, again, the difference between when I was dealing with the WNBA and what we're seeing now. I knew it was a mess. And whenever I would watch WNBA, and I tried to watch it, but it wasn't interesting. It wasn't. I mean, missed shots and slow play, and it didn't interest me. It didn't make me want to come back and watch it. It's not a good product. So I had to start asking questions. Why is it that college basketball was getting so many eyeballs and so much attention, but WNBA is not? Did you all know that Caitlyn Clark had a game because she was so popular? They had a basketball game held at a football stadium whereby they put a basketball court on the football field and they played basketball on the football field and they packed the football stadium. And it was a preseason game with Caitlyn Clark in it. That's telling you how much power she has. So I need to make this clear before I forget. People are upset that, like Carrington was saying, the WNBA won't promote us. They promoting only Caitlyn Clark. I need this to be made clear. Caitlyn Clark is promoting the WNBA, not the other way around. It's not the WNBA promoting her. She's got so many fans that her fans came with her to the W and drew more people because of it. But it's not even that. She plays in such a way that makes you want to watch. So it's not even just that she had fans. She's gained more fans because she really is an exciting player. So it's not that the WNBA is promoting her, because that's not what they do. That's not what they do. They've never been doing it. And I still don't think they're doing it. As a matter of fact, I know they're not. It's her doing it. So they're coming up on her brand, not the other way around. So let's go into this because I'm going to finish this up. But when she brought this attention, this league was not ready for it. They were not ready for it. They got, look, you know how you turn on the lights and roaches scatter? There's a lot of roaches in the WNBA league. One of them being the coaching, two of them being the referees, the commissioner, the players, the energy in the league is terrible. I'm getting on this because, again, I've already told you they have the money. They've been had the money. All of this stuff about, they can't pay them extra money or what have you. They had the money to pay them. If they wanted to pay them, $500,000 a year, they had the ability to do that if they had wanted to. They purposely didn't want to do that. They're purposely keeping them down. They're purposely making it where it's difficult on the women in the league. I said it. I meant it. I know law. However, that being said, whomever it is that's running the organization or the WNBA, the people at the top, it starts at the top. And they've treated this league like it's a stepchild or the child whose parents died, and we just taking care of it, and we're gonna keep all the money to ourselves, and then we're gonna give them a little whatever and let them be raggedy, go off in the public raggedy, which is what they're doing with the WNBA. Yeah, they're making money off of it. Some people, they just a tax write-off. They're not a tax write-off anymore. And I want y'all to understand something. Some things are changing. All right. I'm speaking on, what I see in this league, and it's not positive, but some things are changing because they can't continue to treat this league like it's a welfare league, because now it is a cash cow. And they say, well, the owner won't change and he won't budge. He's budging now. Somebody is in his ear. Somebody's talking in the commissioner's ear, not the commissioner, but that owner's ear, and telling him, hey, you got to make a change, because guess what? It's hard not to like Caitlyn Clark. It really is. It's very difficult for you to watch her play and then watch how she conducts herself like a mature being in the public when she's speaking to the media. It's hard to not like her. So in saying that, I need you to understand, some people like to gamble, and they like to gamble on things that they like. And these people are rich. And I'm telling you, that owner has some friends, some rich friends that's like, hey man, this your team. I need you to straighten your team up, bro, because I'm trying to bet on Caitlyn. I like Caitlyn. Somebody's in his ear. How do we know? The COO just stepped down. Chief Operating Officer just stepped down. I've got a new opportunity. No, they told her to get out. Because a lot of people have been upset with Lynn Dunn. A lot of people have been upset with Lynn Dunn is the manager of the team. A lot of people have been upset with Christy Sides, who Lynn Dunn won't fire Christy Sides. The COO has been fired they won't tell you that. They're just going to tell you she took on another opportunity. They let her go. And that means that the house is getting ready to be cleaned. So I'm saying it right here. I'm saying it right here, right now. Nobody's listening to me because they think, oh no, they just gonna still stay with Christy Size, and no, she ready to get fired too. And Lyndon is gonna be let go too. You cannot keep treating a cash cow like a tax write-off. Things are getting serious now because light has been shined on this organization they call WNBA, and they got to clean up all these roaches. Coaching has to be changed and upgraded. The players have to change their mindset. All of this negativity and hard play on people, lack of control of your limbs, slapping people in the eye. No, some changes got to be made. The commissioner, some changes got to be made. The referees, you got to clean house. Too many roaches over there. And I'm going to say it like this. For me, the only reason why I'm watching, I've said this before, is for Caitlyn Clark. Because Caitlyn Clark makes it exciting. But I tell you what, I'm not going to be watching if Caitlyn Clark is not either playing or if she's not playing her game. I'm not sitting here watching no half-court offense. I'm gone. I'm out. Just want that to be said. So they've got to clean it up. And I know I'm not the only one. That's the majority of the people who came in here. They're just watching for Caitlyn Clark. If they don't clean up their mess and all these roaches they got in that organization that they've been treating like a welfare league, then they're going to lose an opportunity to gain on the public side. All right? Anybody have any questions? Sandra L. says, hold accountable more or less you speak of concerning treatment came in late. Apologies. Apologies from whom? She's a golden goose, so when in war, go for the weapon or the golden goose. Injury, her, the prize, eventually one win. Who wins on that, Sandra? Because you're right. The WNBA is at war with Caitlyn Clark for some reason, because they've been disrespecting her as far as, trying to have this fictitious race between her and the rookie of the year, and then, just disrespecting her and all of the lineups when we're talking about MVP. They've been disrespectful to her. They're not mentioning her in any of the WNBA sites. How do you disrespect somebody who's doing so much and bringing attention that you all said you wanted? Y'all not ready, but it's ready or not. Here we come. We are watching you. Clean up the roaches. Do I have any other questions or comments? Let me scroll back through here before I get out of here. Let me see. I want to thank you all for joining. Where's mine? Here we go. Jocelyn, thank you for joining. Andrea, user, the massive, thank you for your gifts. Tony, thank you for joining. Kennel, Dr. B Gospel. All right, Dr. B Gospel, child of the CR. Thank you so much. Let's see who else is in here. Marcus, do y'all have any comments? I know I don't normally talk sports, and it's not really talking sports. It's more so the legal and financial side of sports. This is just a teachable moment so that you all can understand what's really going on, the things that are not being shown. All law applies. Welcome, Terry Queens. I am welcome, KMT Luther. Joseph. Ardell says investment. Yes. The WNBA is an investment. And I want to say this because, again, for those of us who don't understand this game, you think for you an investment, a tax write-off, or maybe I get paid on the end. But people who are playing this game at the highest level, they know as soon as they create a corporation, they're going to make some money. They know it. So what they're not going to do is let you know about the estate. But if you're talking about who owns the WNBA, these are the people who own the NBA, the people who own the MLB. They own Major League Soccer. One moment, I have this test coming up on TikTok. Give me a second. Sandra L says, Diva, will you please give me 5 of your prime time, please? My prime time. You want 5 minutes, Sandra? Send me an email at Diva Laree. Diva Laree at amaxpro.com. I said law of polarity, flip side, agree with you, spiritual and physical, mental. Okay, let me see if I have any other comments and I'm going to get out of here. I want y'all to know I really do appreciate you. I thank you for joining. Diva Laree at amaxpro.com, AMAXPRO.com. Jolie, I want you to, I'm going to send you an email. Check your email. And then let's see if we can't connect. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Nobody has any comments or questions or thoughts. I am going to get out of here. I want to thank you. Thank you for your, thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. All right, my people on YouTube, you all should have hit the like button and you should have hit subscribe. Okay, so I'm out of here. Don't forget the membership trust package. All right. Comes with your trust documents, your membership badge, your allodial ID. Okay. And the education, as well as we will put them on record for you. I want you to know I love you. Don't forget also the beginner law book. You can get this at UNARepublic.com, UNARepublic.com. We've got a new season coming up. New season is coming, all right? So this is going to be our autumn season 2024. We're inviting you to join. We start on the 14th of October for autumn season. We're going into some very, very heavy and powerful information this season. I look forward to having you in class. All right, with that all being said, Jolie, check your email. I'm out. Give me a hug. Bye-bye.